Here's some word problems where we have to use a quadratic formula to solve these. Number one, a model rocket is launched with the initial upward velocity of 35 meters per second. The rocket's height, h, that's measured in meters, after t seconds is given by the following equation. Find all the values of t for which the rocket's height is 12 meters. Round to the nearest hundredths, that's 2 decimal points. Now, in order to actually solve this, we should probably visualize it first. So what's happening here is this is the ground, and standing on the ground, you are launching a model rocket up into the air. Now, on Earth, the trajectory of all the objects that have been launched into the air is a parabola. So the height of the rocket is your vertical axis. This is your height. The time is your horizontal axis. So this is t. Now we need to figure out the values of t, the time, when the rocket's height is exactly 12 meters. Well, we don't know how high the rocket goes. So let's say 12 meters is somewhere right here. So it kind of looks like we have to have two answers. Here's the first one, and here is the second one, T1, T2. So the first time it will hit on the way up 12 meters and then the second time it will hit 12 meters on the way down. Now let's go ahead and look how to actually do it algebraically. So we are given that h is 12. We need to figure out what t is for that height. So in this equation right here, we'll substitute h equals 12. So 12 equals 35t minus 5t squared. Now it's a quadratic, so everything needs to be on the left-hand side, 0 on the right-hand side. So minus 5t squared will go to the left. The minus will become plus, so positive 5t squared. Then 35t will go to the left. It will become negative 35t. Now 12 is already on the left, so it's going to keep its plus sign equals 0. Now, we can go ahead and use the quadratic formula to solve this. So I'm going to put the quadratic formula right here so it's not cluttering. That would be minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the values. My b is negative 35, so negative and a negative will be positive 35 plus or minus square root of negative 35 squared minus 4 times 5 times 12. All of that divided by 2 times 5. We'll continue to simplify this. This is a 35 plus or minus the square root. When we square the 35 and then subtract the 4 times 5 times 12, we should get 985 divided by 10. Now, T1 would be 35 minus the square root of 985 divided by 10. If you plug it into a calculator, you'll get 0.36 seconds. That's the first time that the height is 12 meters. T2 is 35 plus the square root of 985 divided by 10. And that one should give you 6.64 seconds. That's the second time the height is 12. Slightly different setup for the second problem. A ball is thrown from a height of 123 meters with the initial downward velocity of 11 meters per second. The ball's height after t seconds is given by the following equation. How long after the ball is thrown does it hit the ground? Round your answers to the nearest hundredths. We'll go ahead and visualize this one also. Now, this one is thrown from a height of 123 meters. That's pretty tall. So let's say you are on top of the building. You are throwing a ball from the building down. So here's your ball. We want to know how long after the ball is thrown will it hit the ground. So the ground is somewhere right here. The ball is going to continue the trajectory and end up on the ground at some point. Now the height on the ground level would be 0. So on this one, 0 for height, and we still are looking for time that it takes to reach to that ground level of 0. So plug in this equation, plug in 0 for h. 0 equals 123 minus 11t minus 16t squared. Now again, everything needs to be on the left-hand side with a 0 on the right-hand side. So negative 16t squared will become positive 16t squared. Negative 11t will become positive 11t. And 123, it was positive, it will become negative equals 0. Now we can go ahead and plug it into a quadratic formula. T equals minus b, so that's negative 11. Plus or minus square root of 11 squared minus 4 times 16 times negative 123. All of that divided by 2 times 16. We'll go ahead and simplify a little bit. T equals negative 11 plus or minus square root of 7,993 divided by 32. Now we can go ahead and break it up into two equations. The first one, negative 11 minus the square root of 7,993 divided by 32. Now, if you look at it, you can clearly see that the numerator will be negative, which means that the overall result will be negative. If you want to plug it into a calculator, you can, but it is negative 3.14 seconds. Now, there is a problem with that. It is time, and seconds cannot be measured in a negative value. So time can't be negative. So this value will not be part of our solution. We can go ahead and plug it in. One more time, t2 equals negative 11 plus square root of 7,993 divided by 32. Now, if you put that into a calculator, that is a positive result of 2.45 seconds.